Hi, my name is Chuck Franzetta. I am the CEO of Franzetta and Associates Incorporated. We are a supply chain management consulting firm. We also help our clients with regard to the identification of the appropriate technology for application to their supply chains. And we have been requested by many of our clients to help identify and to recruit top talent at the executive level and in some support functions. My specific background, I'm a graduate of the Pennsylvania State University, which I'm proud to say is the highest rated supply chain management school in the world, followed by MIT and Georgia Tech, so a fairly distinguished company. My working background was primarily with my first 10 years was with a company called Flying Tigers, which at that time, over that 10-year period, we became the largest cargo-carrying airline in the world with number 2, 3, and 5 with ton miles that equaled us. I was the general manager of the Ohio Valley Division, which was the, from a percentage growth standpoint, and my last 3 to 4 years there was the fastest growth unit in the company. That company has since been sold to FedEx and merged into that operation years ago. I left there and joined Newsweek magazine, where we, at the time that deregulation happened in the U.S. Transportation industry, we were able to take advantage and innovate quite a bit there, and the basic innovations that we introduced there carried over. Because I had been a proponent of deregulation, I testified on behalf of my company, Flying Tigers, in federal and various state regulatory groups in advocation of deregulation. So when it occurred, we were primed to do things that other people weren't aware that could be accomplished. And as a result, we were asked to get involved in doing consulting for a variety of companies, and I've pretty much been involved in it ever since. With our company, we have a number of very distinguished former chief executives of several of the more dominant third-party logistics companies and various other technology and manufacturing entities. I've been asked to explain why I believe that supply chain management should be more focused on sales. And it's a simple factor that's involved in it. And I'll use examples with regard to our consultancy. The fact of life is that you can draw a simple graph that will show revenues and costs. And that line between the base and cost is finite. And if, as in many cases, folks concentrating on supply chain management tend to look at cost reduction or cost containment, you can only affect your company's profitability at a maximum of that difference between the cost line and the baseline, which, of course, the closer you get to bringing that cost down to the baseline, the more profitable you get, and it probably will be more profitable for a very brief period of time, where you're either losing business or you're suddenly spiking costs back up again. However, the revenue line can theoretically go to infinity. Now, that's not a practicality, but there is no very clear limit as to how high the revenue levels can go. If you concentrate on containing costs while focusing on how you can use your supply chain to enhance your ability to sell more of your product and sell it profitably, you can have a significantly greater impact on profitable growth of an organization. And I am a proponent of the old philosophy that says grow or die. An example that I use is a classic of a client that we had several years back who wanted us to come in and help them identify how to reduce some costs. What we did when we came in there was we were insistent that, we would look at those particular areas where they were looking for the cost containment, but we would also want to talk to their sales and marketing people to find out what their objectives were and what their hindrances were. What we identified was the company, in the pursuit of efficient operation, was producing a product and selling primarily a product that they were averaging somewhere around $1 a pound. And depending on how the market was moving at any particular point in time, they would make from a fraction of a penny to a couple pennies per pound, or they would lose a fraction of a penny to a couple pennies per pound. They had other product that was highly desirable, high quality, that had a much higher margin on it that they could sell for $3.50 to $4 a pound. But they weren't concentrating on doing that because of various cost factors that were involved. We identified the situation where they could realistically increase the cost that they were incurring in that particular area. They discovered that when they implemented that philosophy, that they were selling more of the high-priced product that had significantly higher margins. And by tying their entire supply chain into that, they were able to begin buying the component products that went into that more expensive product in higher volume, and were able to reduce the overall cost, thus making them even more attractive in the marketplace. They were able to reduce their price and at the same time increase their margin. And there are ample examples in just about any company. Almost anyone can come into any firm and look into the supply chain and identify how to save money. The important factor is determining how do you contain those costs and enhance your ability to sell more of the product, be it in reduction of your price or the availability of the product or some combination of all the different factors that are tied into supply chain management. What is cost containment? Cost containment is the potential for reducing costs, but the ability to enhance your ability to do more business without adversely affecting the price that you're paying in order to get it done. It's a pretty simple concept in that. The question comes down to how do companies do this? How do they take advantage of their supply chain and manage it in order to focus more on sales and increasing sales? Pretty simple factor. You need to talk to one another. The procurement people need to be talking to the salespeople, not just for projections, but trying to identify how can we help you be more effective in the marketplace. Similarly with the logistics organizations and the manufacturing groups. Talking to one another with a core focus on sales. What is the market looking for, and how can we help enhance our ability to meet the demands in the marketplace by containing the overall costs of producing our product and having the right products in the right environment for people to buy more of them. It's really not that complex. Now, I've probably oversimplified it a bit, but it just comes down to simple communication within an organization. In the example that I gave previously, no one from the logistics and purchasing organizations had ever gone to sales and said, how can we help you be more successful? And backing down from there. The primary objective of any company is to sell its product and to sell more of its product and to make a profit on that product. If you take that criteria as your starting point and back down through the organization, you are very often in a position to reduce cost even more than you might have in your individual silos, while at the same time helping to identify a manner in which the company can provide its product in a fashion that makes it more attractive. That's what business is all about. Sell the product. I hope this helps.